So back in the day, there was a great organization, a great wrestling promotion called ECW. And being a local South Jersey native, I was addicted to this hardcore style of wrestling that I had never seen before. I had spent some time, well, a lot of time watching WWE and then NWA and then WCW and then UWF, but I had never seen anything like um, Extreme Championship Wrestling and the likes of Sabu and Taz and the franchise Shane Douglas and someone who I consider to be the sexiest of managers and valets from that era of wrestling, Francine. And again, being from Southern New Jersey, this promotion was coming out of South Philadelphia. So that's a very local promotion. And I got the privilege to go there twice to the ECW arena and go see them perform. And it was just fantastic. And I still keep up with those wrestlers to this day. Many of them have moved on to, WCW and then WWE. And, now here we are, in 2024. And many of them you'll see on the internet. They have their own channels, their own podcasts. Some of them are still active in the sport. God bless them. But this article popped up related to everything else that we were talking about. And I'm going to call this video Local Girl Makes Good. And this is from SEScoops.com. And I'm going to put the link to this article in the description. And this is from 3 days ago. It says ex-WWE Diva, and we're going to be talking about Francine here, claims higher up encouraged her to oil her body to get Vince McMahon's attention, which is just it's like the skits are actually real life. My understanding, from years and decades of being a professional wrestling fan is that the skit is basically derived from the personality of the wrestler taken up to 1,000. Here, it looks like the skits are imitating real life or real life. It's this big convoluted mess. And it says McMahon resigned from WWE last week. And it says Francine may have portrayed a sex-heavy character in ECW, and she did that extremely well. She's an extremely gorgeous woman. But there was a line she wouldn't cross when she arrived in ECW, and good for her. The ECW joined WWE in 2006 following the relaunch of the Extreme promotion as a third brand. After appearing at that year's One Night Stand event, Francine made a handful of appearances, mostly in bikini contests or similar segments. Her in-ring debut would be in a, quote, extreme catfight, end quote, during the September 26, 2006 edition of ECW on Sci-Fi. She was released from ECW the following month. Now, we're talking about 18 years. It would be unthinkable today to have just some sort of catfight or, bra and panties match or, mud wrestling, these sorts of things. But that was the norm back then. And I'm just thinking today, with the Rhea Ripleys and the Jade Cargills and the, Charlotte Flairs and the Baileys and the Nia Jaxes. Okay, never mind. But I mean, you just an extreme catfight, bra and panties. No, it would never happen. But this was what was going on back then. And here we go. Absolutely not. Francine's time, and my friend Eric said, I don't know what happened, but yeah, her time with this ECW WWE was extremely short. And that's from Eric from Hey Internet Eric here. I'm going to put a link to his channel in the description as well. He's a good friend of mine, fellow wrestling fan, fellow horror movie fan. And we collaborate a lot, and we're going to be getting together soon, next week, in fact, to stream our reaction to WWE's Elimination Chamber. But it says Francine's time with WWE was underwhelming, but the former ECW vixen wasn't going to degrade herself to get ahead in the company. During a recent edition of her Eyes Up Here podcast, Francine recalled a member of management encouraging her to use oil on her body to get the attention of Vince McMahon. Holy shit. Quote, I mean, when we worked there were stories floating around. And again, when I worked there, I was told by somebody higher up that if you want to be seen, go get a bottle of oil, rubbing oil all over my breasts and knocking on Vince's door and going in there and leaning on his desk and trying to get noticed. That's what I was told to do. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Good for you, Francine. And there's a link in this article to Francine's YouTube channel that talks about this. So listen to the video, watch it, hear what she has to say, and give that podcast a sub, because I follow it myself, and there's a lot of good content on there, and she has a lot of good guests, and she has a wealth of experience. I mean, decades worth of experience in pro wrestling. So it's always something interesting happening on Eyes Up Here. There has been renewed interest in McMahon's relationship with women in WWE due to the lawsuit filed against him by Janelle Grant. McMahon resigned from TKO and WWE last month after it was alleged that he had been sexually abusive to Ms. Grant and trafficked her to other men in WCW. McMahon has denied the allegations against him and, via a spokesperson, has claimed the lawsuit is rife with, quote, obscene made-up instances that never occurred. So I don't know why, I can't see Francine making something like this up. And it sounds about right. I mean, with everything else that we're hearing, and I was saying before that other women are going to start coming forward. And somebody said in the comment, one of my comments, that these people, these women, these victims, alleged victims, anybody else will need some sort of confidential number. And I think if you go on vice.com and you follow up with Ashley Massaro articles, they have email addresses and phone numbers where you can call in if that's been your experience, to discuss it and, to sort of let some daylight, some disinfectant, and some fresh air on these old wounds. Good for Francine. Good for Francine. Local girl makes good. I love it. We need some good news, and we need some good things happening in professional wrestling. And it's good to know that not everybody, Philly girls, they have no trouble standing up. So that's my video. Like this video. Leave a comment. Yay for Francine. I'm going to put a link to the Eyes Up Here podcast in the description, a link to the article right here. And subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much. I will see you all in the next video. All right. God bless everybody. Bye-bye.